Hi everyone, I'm Jen. Welcome to Metro Theater Company's Warm Up Wednesday. Today we're going to be taking Anne Green Gilbert's Brain Dance, and we're going to use all of those movements to help us tell the story of Jack and the Beanstalk. So to start our story, we're going to make sure we're in actor neutral, so our feet are about shoulder width apart, our shoulders are nice and relaxed, and we're going to start our story with the words once upon a time. Just follow along and do the moves as I move them so we can tell the story of Jack and the Beanstalk. Once upon a time, there was a little boy named Jack, and he was fast asleep in his bed. He was so fast asleep that he started to snore. Now Jack's mother came into his room and it was time for him to wake up. So she took her tickling fingers and she tickled them on top of his head and over his face and down one arm and up the other arm and onto his tummy and down to his legs and down to his feet. And she said, "Jack, wake up. It is time to go to market." So Jack headed on to market. And he stretched as he went. And as he went, he noticed some beans on the ground. He thought to himself, maybe I will just plant those beans instead of going all the way to the market. So he reached down and he picked up the beans and he took them back home and he planted them in the ground. Plop, plop, plop. And from those teeny tiny seeds came a great big beanstalk. From just that teeny tiny seed came a great big beanstalk that stretched all the way to the sky. Jack looked one way and he looked the other way and he decided to climb that beanstalk. So he reached one arm up and he reached his leg up and he climbed, 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 until he got to the top and he looked down at the world around him and he started to smell the most wonderful food and he saw a great big table. He made his way over to the table and when he got to the table, which was the biggest table he'd ever seen, so big he didn't even know what human could sit on it, but he climbed up onto the chair and he looked at the table and he noticed that it was filled with his favorite foods. So he reached out and he grabbed some strawberries. He reached out and he grabbed some pizza. He reached out and he grabbed some pie. And then he reached out and he grabbed a napkin and he wiped his face because Jack was a very respectable young boy. Now, just as he was getting down off of that table, he noticed that it felt like something was stuck to the bottom of his foot. So he took his arm up and he reached down and he pulled out a rainbow. And he noticed there was something stuck to the other side of his foot. So he reached out and he pulled up another rainbow. And he squished that rainbow down and he put it in his pocket. And then, just as he was getting ready to leave again, he heard a sound. Fee, fi, fo, fum. And Jack looked up and he saw a great, big, giant Jack scurried on down the beanstalk. And when he got to the bottom of the beanstalk, he took an axe and he swung it around to chop the beanstalk down. And then he took it down and he made one great big thwack as the beanstalk came tumbling down. Jack was exhausted after all of that adventure, so he put one hand on his stomach and one hand on his heart, and he took a deep breath in and another deep breath in. And he waved goodbye to the beanstalk and the giant in the sky. That is the story of Jack and the Beanstalk. Thank you so much for joining us today for Warm Up Wednesday. Make sure you tune in tomorrow to see what we're up to on Thursdays. Make sure you're following us on Facebook and Instagram, and check out our website, metroplays.org. Thanks, everybody.